please throw something or make a noise.
Dark figures, sacrifice and evil await the Most Haunted team as they take on a haunted wood.
And this week I've brought my team to a place so paranormally active we've been asked to keep its location a secret. Welcome to Most Haunted.
Standing on a site believed to have been used by a Roman garrison stationed nearby, these woods have been associated with dark paranormal activity for many years.
Before we get to the main wooded area, there are many tales and stories of the approach of ghosts, phantoms and sacrifice. Many people believe that this is the most evil place in the country.
One of the strangest phenomena attached to this wood is the dark male figures seen amongst the trees. Those who say they have witnessed these figures describe them as unhuman.
And a smaller figure, thought to be that of a woman dressed similarly, has been seen here, in the dead of night.
However, probably the most sinister aspect of the woods is that it is purportedly used for the dark arts of witchcraft and devil worship.
With so much negative energy, how will we cope tonight? We have 24 hours to find out.
Eager to arm ourselves with as much information as possible, I have asked historian Leslie Smith to research this forbidden forest further.
We're in a beautiful part of the English countryside, in a lovely woods, but we can't tell you where we are because it's been asked that we should be quiet about this place, and no wonder. It is a very, very odd woods indeed, not least of all because local people have seen some very frightening figures of men in the trees. They haven't looked quite like us, and the suggestion seems to be that they're a caveman or an early form of Britain, if you like. And there's been some suggestion at some times that there's perhaps been occult, black magic or sacrifice here. The truth of the matter is, it is a very odd woods, with a past we know not much about, but the area is full of history. And we wonder what the mystery is about this place and why so many people see these odd and terrifying figures amongst the trees, staring at them and then seemingly rushing away. What I do know is there's enough evidence for us to do a real investigation here tonight.
With so many stories associated with this wood, what are parapsychologist Dr. Kieran O'Keefe's views on these tales and tonight's investigation?
Now, there's ghost stories associated with this place. Obviously, that's why we're here. The ghost of a ragged gentleman has been seen here. Also, a smaller figure. Many people think it's a woman. Also, satanic rituals, that sort of thing. Many people have witnessed them. But do you think it's real?
Let me tease apart the two different factors here. One is possible apparitions, the raggedy man and the woman. Here we've got a number of different witnesses who have supposedly seen this. I'd be a little bit more convinced with footage, to be honest, because we're dealing with the woods, especially in low-level light, at night time as well. Our eyes, we know, can play tricks on us, so there's that issue to deal with. And if one person has the experience, they interpret it as a ragged man, that information, as soon as that's leaked to the community, anybody else that sees anything vaguely similar, they're going to say it's the ragged man. So I'm very sceptical of that part.
And apparently this whole wood is supposed to have been sort of underneath it, or part of a druid burial ground, which a lot of people find absolutely fascinating and think that that's where a lot of the paranormal activity comes from.
When we go into a haunted building, there's suggestion effect of walking into a haunted location. Here outside, it's just a wood. However, this immediate association with an ancient burial ground is a suggestion effect. As soon as people know that we're walking on an ancient burial ground, people are going to be heightened, anxiety, fear, those sort of things are going to play.
Because one thing we must remember, this place is supposedly a very evil place. Now, this hasn't just been made up. There has to be some sort of reason as to why people believe it's so evil. So hopefully we'll get some sort of idea tonight.
We'll see. Carry on camping.
With our tents pitched at the edge of the woods, our first task is to explore the area with medium Patrick Matthews as we begin our lit walk around in Bluebell Clearing.
Let's stop right here for a second.
Okay. Oh, God blimey. Yeah.
Feeling presence. Couple of people at least starting out with who may want to communicate one-on-one.
Okay.
And what I'm getting first, the one who's speaking to me is a male.
Yes.
Young, I would say 16, 17, give or take, okay? And he's talking to me, but he's showing me things too. And the first thing he's showing me, I'm trying to understand it as he's showing to me. He showed me a sun, but it's not just a regular sun. It's got squiggly lines. Let's say it's a symbol almost.
The sun,
the sun,
in the sky.
Correct, yeah. And it's squiggle lines, yes. Almost what I would call Spanish or something to that effect. But I don't know for fact. That's what I would think of it as. But then while I'm saying this, I heard empire. Circling the empire, he says.
Okay.
Are you a soldier? He's showing me his hands are wrapped. I see fingertips. And he says slave.
Okay. But so he's Roman or he's Spanish? What?
I don't see that. No, he's not Spanish. That's why I'm kind of curious why he's showing me the sun, and maybe Leslie can clarify that. There's an emblem to that that's connected with this regimen, if you will.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? You're speaking to him. He's answering to you. You get any indication of the accent? Is it English or?
Well, when a spirit connects to me, and they're going to speak to me the way I'll understand it.
Okay.
But yet sometimes they'll use an accent of some sort. I'm hearing it in English, actually. So that's how he's speaking to me, to make it clear.
But he's 16. He was a
17,
slave?
give or take.
Okay, he was a slave.
But that's why I'm confused. He was a slave, but yet a soldier. So I don't know, again, I don't know the history necessarily of the Roman soldiers and if that's possible. But the representation of the sun and him doing his hands like this, and there's a reason he keeps doing this to me. So that's a symbolic of some reason.
And so he's haunting these woods, do you think?
He says.
Oh, they? There are many of them.
He says hundreds.
Really?
He says hundreds. He ran off.
Oh.
He just ran off. He's gone.
With reports of hundreds of spirits lurking amongst the trees, what awaits us tonight in this most haunted of woods?
Are you with us now? If you are, then please throw something or make a noise.
Welcome back to Most Haunted and our investigation into a reputedly haunted wood. You join us as we conduct our lit walk around where medium Patrick Matthews believes we are in the presence of spirits from another time.
There's a gentleman who's coming in now who's connected with this, and I have a strong feeling